Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Han Show. Today, we are just going to be discussing anything related to music or, yeah.
I'll do that the whole podcast. That's all you need from me.
Also, apologies in advance if you hear any loud explosions. There's a thunderstorm right now. Leave a comment with the timestamp if my neighbor's tree falls and crushes me during the recording.
At what time did Humorous Wizard die in the Han Show podcast?
Well, I don't know if Nate would want to start with some of the stuff that he got recently for his birthday.
Oh, yeah. So, my birthday was pretty recent. It's July 13th. And for my birthday,
Happy
I got
birthday, blood.
thank you, man. I got a CD player. I got some other stuff too, but I'm just going to do stuff for the stuff I got related to music. So, I got a CD player. It's over here. I can't really show it, but it's pretty nice because you can plug in your headphones and stuff. Just a basic CD player. And then I got this Inner Speaker shirt by Tame Impala. I'm definitely that's probably the last album I listened to by them, but it's still really cool. And I got so later that day we went to a CD. Wait, it was a different day actually, but in a different day, I think it was yesterday or the day before, we went to a CD store with Ignacio and their family, and they got me some gifts, and they got me AM by the Arctic Monkeys. It's cool inside. Well, a really good album. And then they got me the Whiplash soundtrack, which is an amazing movie, and yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Nate, but are you rushing or are you dragging?
I think I'm dragging a lot right now.
So you do know the difference. Anyway, I need to watch that movie.
You should, man. It's amazing. And then later that day,
It's
I
like,
got. Oh, sorry. You can.
yeah. No, I was gonna say that I would watch it, but it used to be free on YouTube Movies, right?
Oh, shout
Which
out
is
to
how
the
you
guy
watch
who
it,
did
right?
that. That's how I watched it.
Yeah, but then now it's gone, and I've just watched that same like Rushing Your Dragon clip over and over, and a few others, but like I think I watched the whole movie.
All right. So and then at the album play or the album CD place, I got 3 CDs. I got Atlians by Outkast, one that I've listened to a while ago. Really good. I got OK Computer by Radiohead with bonus tracks and stuff and B-sides.
I'm looking at Ignacio right now.
Radiohead content coming soon, guys, in real life.
Real life content.
And then I got this album by Meat Beat Manifesto and this
Tell
Merzbow.
us about it. Tell us about it.
So I listened to this. I've listened to other Meat Beat Manifesto albums. They're like an IDM, EDM, like it's crazy. Not, it's yeah, but they make like EDM, IDM music. I don't know what genre they're part of, but it's related to that. And this is their newest album with it's a collab album with this guy named Merzbow. And this album is 36 minutes, but it only has 2 songs. The first song is 20 minutes, and the second song is 16 minutes. And I can't tell after listening to it if it was the worst thing I've ever listened to or if it was actually pretty cool. Or like it was the sounds. It was so aggressive, but so like I don't even know how to explain it. The end part, it was hard to listen to, and during the second song, it felt like my ear was opening up, and there was an. This is quote unquote. I sent this to them in the chat. I said, literally, it felt like I had an itch inside of my back that needed to be scratched internally. So, it was very
And
interesting. A lot different from the earlier stuff because it was a collaboration, but I'm glad I got it because I everywhere I go, I look for Meat Beat.
and and when Nate sent that message about like after just finishing the album about like what to like, I feel like my back needs to be scratched internally. Like it felt like it read like one of those like Red Dead Redemption or something like, or like no, it's Resident Evil, right? I played neither of the games, but it's like those like Resident Evil like notes that you find around the place with like the like journal diaries with like just like random like creepy sort of like uh creepy entries kind of. It felt
Yeah.
like reading one of those. Also on the topic of MBM, Meat Beat Manifesto, can I tell the story of how we discovered them?
Oh yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
all thanks to this guy
Yeah,
and my
all
mistake.
thanks to yeah. Um basically, there's this like giant library like downtown in the city that we live near. Um, and it's like a massive library. There's like a ton of like big rooms with like a bunch of like crazy stuff. Like the kids area has like a lighthouse in it. It's crazy. Um, but apparently, uh, they have a massive music section for like CDs, like two whole rooms at least. Um, so obviously we hadn't been there since before we were like into music, so we wanted to go back. Um, and then we kind of had like a little like scavenger sort of hunt, just like looking for random stuff that it's like without that it's like we thought would be interesting to find. But we couldn't find any metal, and maybe it's because like there's like a sort of like uh what's the word? It's like I want to say stigmatism, but that's with the eyes. What is it? It's
Um,
certain aura to like metal music that like makes some people like off put it kind of,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
you know. Um. So anyway,
Isn't
at
it
one
just
point we
yeah.
stigma,
Yeah, that
stigma,
might it sounds
stigma.
hold up.
Um.
Oh,
What's it
Google.
called?
Actually, I don't use Google. I use Microsoft.
He's in. I'm not gonna say it. Like
Edge.
it.
Yup, Microsoft Edge.
Anyway, at one point we wanted to look for Metallica. Um. So then we tried looking, we couldn't find it, and then in the second room, there's like a bunch of like kind of like more classic, kind of like cultural stuff, and there's like some kind of like a lot older looking like music in there, you know. Safe to say there's no Metallica in there. Anyway, we keep looking. Me and Nate kind of give up. But then Oliver is like, guys, look, I found it. And then he runs up and he's like, this isn't the right band. And then as he's turning in the corner of my eye, I see the name and I'm like, wait, can I see that? And it wasn't Metallica. It was Meat Beat Manifesto. We hadn't heard of them
So
before.
I thought it was like I don't know what the album's called. I don't know if it's called the Black Album, like the Black Album of Metallica. Like I thought it was that album
If
because
it
like the
was it
cover,
just like a black full black thing. Let me check.
pretty much. I was like, wait, I just saw that. I was like, oh, I think this is it, and I picked it up without even looking at it more. But yeah,
And then I looked up on Amazon Music their what like their albums and stuff, and they've made a lot of albums and they've been around for a long time and they're still making stuff today. And I listened to a few seconds of Satacron, like of the first song, and a few other songs, and it was really interesting. So when I got home, I listened to their third album, 99%, which was I think their most commercially successful album, even though it didn't really peak that high, but it was still really like it was popular in like a country like it was like 67th most popular album for like a week. But it was interesting, and then I listened to Satacron a few days later, and that one is probably my favorite I've listened to so far. Um, it was very interesting how they used samples, and then they also had vocals too, which I thought were really cool. And yeah, the album I just got here is the third one I've listened to. And I definitely plan to listen to the other stuff because at first I was like, maybe this is gonna be bad, but I actually really enjoyed this listening to it.
How many albums do they have?
They have a lot. I think it's like 8 or 9. Wait,
Oh,
uh, oh, they have a lot more than 8 or 9. I think they have like 13 or 14. They've been making albums since 1989, and yeah, it's crazy.
yeah.
So I'm glad Oliver picked that one out because it's pretty cool,
Hmm.
really interesting music.
Uh, Recently in this last month, so uh, basically, I kind of I kind of listened to Weezer the Blue album like a few times over the like first half of this year, you know, and then like I slowly like I grew to love it more and more. Uh, and then after I felt like I was at a point where it's like I was kind of content with the Blue album, like obviously like I was to listen to it more, but it's like just like I kind of knew the songs well. I figured that I should go on to Pinkerton next, and it's like Oliver had kept telling me about it because he listened to Pinkerton before the Blue album. Um, So then I was bored, and then I didn't realize that it's only half an hour long. So then I listened to that. I love Pinkerton. It's like just the way it sounds, and it's like and just like what it's about. I won't get that much into it because I think we are going to review that one pretty soon. But yeah, it's probably my favorite Weezer album so far. But then after that, kind of like looked a bit deeper into like the history of Weezer. Um, yeah, I listened to the Green album because I thought that might be good because Hash Pipe and Island in the Sun are very nostalgic for me. I listened to them a lot when I was like 5 or 6. Uh, but I was also a bit worried because people were saying that it's like apparently like all the songs sound the same, and I listened to it and I do kind of agree with that. It's so like those two songs really good. The others do kind of sound the same. I think the final song in the album might have been kind of good, but I haven't gone back to it before. Um, but also just the timeline of Weezer is just like so weird. Like the first like what's it called? Like especially their singles because it's like first album, Blue album. What are their singles like? Yo, dudes, they look like Buddy Holly. Pinkerton, second album. What are the singles like? Hey guys, yeah, so my crush is a lesbian. Third album.
Isn't it? Wasn't the
What are the
single El
singles?
Scorcho? Sorry, wasn't the single El Scorcho though? That wasn't that their first one, or wasn't that one of them?
Well,
El Scorcho.
well, yeah, but it's like, well, I mean, like, obviously, it's like these albums have more than one single. You can just
Yeah,
like, uh, um, I am picking and choosing for the sake of comedy.
yeah. Sorry about that.
Third album, the Green album. What are the singles like? Gay prostitute.
Yeah. Only
So
Weezer, man. Only Weezer.
yeah, so then after that, I kind of looked at like
Arctic
what people said
Monkeys
were
could
like.
never.
I kind of looked at like what people thought were like the the kind of like best and worst Weezer albums, and now I kind of have a good idea of that. So I listened to Raditude. Um, Actually, the first song I heard was "Can't Stop Partying." Like I should have been going to bed. It was like 4 a.m., but I was like, you know what? Listen to "Can't Stop Partying."
And you're
What
partying, right?
which is what people say is like their worst song, or at least one of their worst songs. I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. I'd say it's probably like a top 3 song on the album, probably the third. Uh, the two songs above it are also kind of not bad, but not good. And then the rest of the album is really mid, in my opinion. I don't really remember anything about it. Um, and then after that, I listened to Hurley because people talk about it being like really just like being like unmemorable, not that good, but also possibly underrated. So I did that. I listened to the deluxe version. Uh, the, the bonus songs are really good. Uh, a lot of the songs do kind of sound similar. But then there are a few like underrated songs, like what was it? I'm trying to remember the names. Unspoken, extremely underrated, amazing song. Brave New World is also really good. The others are kind of, I mean, like I've only heard the album once, but kind of unmemorable. But the fifth song, right after Unspoken, their most like underrated song, is uh, it's probably the worst Weezer song I've ever heard. Like the
Oh, this one.
instrumental is good. The instrumental is good, but the lyrics in Where's My Sex make my face want to cringe into my tailbone. And also the
Let's
story
read off of them
about the
right
fact that
now.
I'd say that's a top three Weezer song at least.
But
it's
why do they have to
bottom one,
Definitely
shit
to
better
be
switch
honest.
than
it?
H.O.
Because it's like the song was gonna be called like Where's My Socks? And like it's about like family like knitting socks and like his mom hiding his socks and how cavemen like invented socks and were happy with it. But instead, for the funny, he replaced socks with how weird lines like my mom knitted my.
it's so it's so crazy.
Anyway, all that to say that at the same record store that I went to with Nathaniel, uh, I got somehow I found and bought both albums.
The two best Weezer albums at the same place. Thumbnail moment.
Nightmare Blunt, Nightmare Blunt rotation. Not gonna lie. Um, but yeah, I got a few more CDs, but I don't know if Olive wants to
Nah,
turn
you if
talk.
you I mean it would just be better for you to do all yours, I'd say.
Well, true. It's just like I don't have much to talk about. I guess. Well, actually, I guess one is kind of interesting. This one I got Pitbull because it's pretty cheap. The
Mr.
Pitbull
Worldwide.
globalization. Because
Mr. Worldwide.
this song, Celebrate, from the Penguins of Madagascar song. I remember that one. That song, like back when I was like 7 or 8, I seriously had that song on like an MP3 player, and I'd play it like for like 5 hours on loop, like every day, with my headphones. Like, just I could not stop listening to that song.
Bass right
Uh,
there.
Also, Fireball. I mean, I think we've all heard of Fireball.
Fireball.
Uh, Also, I told Oliver, but I don't think I told you, Nate. But there's a song on here that is featuring a song on here that features Juicy J, who is also on Ohio Players.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
I don't know
Like
that much
he's
about Juicy J, but that's interesting. It's like I don't know when that came out, or
yeah,
is it? That's like a mixtape. That's like a whole bunch of his different songs from different projects.
I guess so. I don't know when it's from. I don't see the time on it. Probably somewhere in the booklet. I don't feel like pulling the booklet out again. Um, I also this week I've been listening to and really enjoying Strength, so I got that. I won't say much about it because this was actually because someone actually one of the first album requests that we got to like review on this channel was Strength, and now that I listened to it, I've been suggesting it to the other two, so we might do that one soon,
Yeah, definitely.
maybe. This last one is quite interesting. Um, so basically, if any of you don't know by now, we three are Fortniters. Yes, I know it might be scary at first, but we
Yeah.
play Fortnite. We like
Nate
Fortnite.
literally has a Fortnite icon at the bottom of the screen right now because it says he's in the lobby while playing
Oh my!
Fortnite.
I should probably close that out. It's making noises whenever I move my cursor. It's like going through the different like brain rot creative maps.
Um, anyway, so then there's some big, well, not big, but there's like kind of like a stigma behind one of the most popular creative maps, the Pit, because it's like the creator tried to like trademark the map's name and stuff, but still, it is a pretty like fun map. So it's like people like we still play it. Um, but then we decided to like search for songs on streaming just called The Pit, and one of the top songs that was called The Pit had like a few thousand, or like maybe even like a few, yeah, a few tens of thousands of like streams uh by this band called Mousetrap, and it was like a really good song actually. It's not exactly what any of us were expecting, but it was pretty good. I listened to it a few times. I heard a few more of their songs before I found out that Mousetrap is not a real band. It's made for a sitcom known as Parks and Recreation. And wouldn't you know it, we couldn't tell after hearing a few of their songs multiple times. The singer is Chris Pratt,
Bro,
He's
Mario,
literally in
Garfield,
everything, bro.
Emmett.
He's in my everywhere I go, I see I hear or see
Yeah.
his voice. I see his voice.
And I know that it's like I can't unhear it. It doesn't ruin it for me at all. I just think it's funny. It kind of makes it better.
Yeah.
Um.
and it's kind of
You
cool because
Anyway,
you listen to or like, I don't think I've listened to the full song in whole, but it's cool
That's
that
crazy.
no, I listened to you guys listening to, like on your phone. I should probably listen to it. Uh, Maybe
yeah,
even that whole album. I don't even know how long it is, but it's cool how
it's
it's
like
not.
half
We
an
didn't.
hour.
You thought it was good, but then it's crazy that it's Chris Pratt. You know, it's just
Chris
insane.
Pratt's cooking. And
Bro, we're
now,
throwing
okay,
Emmy right now.
guys, we
Wait,
got if you guys want a live reaction to some Parks and Recreation episodes, to let us know, man.
Yeah, we'll turn into
yeah.
the yeah.
Could become the next filling the milk.
Yeah,
Yup.
yeah.
Um. So yeah, I've listened to this in the car. I'm like halfway through. Uh, the last one I heard was Remember, and that one's really good because it's like it feels like summer, like, and it's like with the crazy heat lately. Yeah, it's very fitting. Um, it came with a poster. The CD came with a poster. Um, this also is what the CD, like the actual CD, looks like.
Nice.
But yeah, I think that's basically it.
Well, looks like I'm up next. So, here's what I'm rocking with, okay? Everybody's paying attention. Egg dude, pay
I'm putting my
attention.
CDs back.
Yeah, I know, I'm
Hey,
joking.
listen.
Listen up here, buddy.
I gotta, I gotta make sure that Mr. Hurley is secure.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you
you
gotta
gotta
show
keep him
Hurley with
safe.
respect. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Here's what I've gotten recently. Okay. Starting with this wonderful album by Vampire Weekend. Only God was above us. Um, yeah, it's a pretty cool CD. Uh, not much to say about this album. I mean, besides the fact it's really good, we'd probably do a ranking on it, and
Yeah.
then we could talk more about the album later.
Yeah.
Then, see, for my birthday, I got like a gift card to a record store, and with that, you can see in the background vinyl of one of the best albums ever made, rated R by Queens of the Stone Age. I would love to review this album sometime. And I mean, it's wait, is the thing in here? I don't even know where I put. There's like a little extra sheet in here. I don't know where it went. But this album, telling you, after like the first 5 songs are good, but after like the sixth song, like it's all peak. It's all peak. Queens of the Stone Age song. We even got an extra bonus track off of their deluxe edition of the album. That's on the regular edition. Really good album. Would
I have a
recommend.
funny story. Uh, a funny story about the album's cover.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I just love the cover and just like how it looked, like the
It's
R
so
and the
good. Yeah.
white stripe. But apparently they did that because it's like they knew that it's like there's songs that it's like there's songs that it's like they were gonna put on there. We're gonna have like some like mature themes, with like drugs and like just like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, so they put that rated R little symbol on there. It's kind of like a warning for that, and it actually worked. There, uh, if you can't tell, there is no parental advisory on there. That rated R symbol is the parental advisory for that album.
Oh.
That's cool.
Let's go. I don't. If I'm being totally honest, on a lot of like CDs, I do not like the parentals. Like, yeah, it doesn't. Like, on sometimes it looks cool. For the most part, like it actually
Yeah.
just doesn't. But it's my opinion. Maybe some people like it. But I am gonna go look for the like. There's like a little like booklet that comes with it. That's some cool stuff. Hold up.
Wait, no, he's not on my screen. Thought he was gonna.
So we got this. Pretty cool. It has different stuff about all the different songs. It has a pretty cool design. Got this cool bassman. I'm pretty sure is a picture for the song. I don't know what song it is. Autopilot. That makes sense. And there's like in the thing, there's like different I guess content ratings on what each song like has. What's about the song. So it's a pretty cool pamphlet.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's.
So that's that. I don't know where to put this. So the other thing I got, CD. It's another Queens of the Stone Age because Queens of the Stone Age fan. And I recently listened to this album. The last time that I've talked about Queens of the Stone Age, I haven't heard this one, but now I have. It's got some really good songs, and that is the newest album, in Times New Roman. But I'll be totally honest, there's not that much in the CD. I was a little disappointed of what's in there. There is some awesome art by the amazing artist Boneface, who did the art for Villains and the art for Clockwork. Let's see what else. That's pretty much it. Got CD in here. Hold up. It's fine. But there's a snake on the CD. It's kind of a lot of big part of the branding of this album. Yeah, really good album.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to talk about any of the albums that you listened to in the last month. Like I talked a
Yeah.
bit about Weezer.
There's one thing I could add. Okay. This is a great gift by my good friend Ignacio. I don't know if
Who's
he's
that,
hearing
man?
this, but thank you, Ignacio. We got
What's the name?
the best of
Oh,
Arctic Monkeys CDs, a playlist created by himself Some amazing artwork from and help from his brother. So thank you for this. And
Hmm.
still haven't listened to it yet, but that's my bad.
Nate,
Oliver, are you serious, man?
your wisdom.
He really spent. They really spent all that time doing that, and you didn't listen to it. They literally made the
Nah.
songs too. It's all like remade.
Humorous Wizard cover.
I'm going back. I will. Okay, that's not even on the CDs, but
It's not.
uh, no. I wanted to put it on there, but there wasn't enough space.
Mm-hmm. You also forgot Nettles.
I had a limit to two B-sides per CD.
Oh,
The second one, although the second one I had to cut one of the B-sides because there's just not space in the CD.
okay. Um, I asked you. I don't know.
Nate,
I could talk. I can. You can talk. We can all talk. Who wants to talk?
did you listen to any CD or any albums in the last month, Nate, that you like to talk about a little bit?
Um, so a lot of the albums that I've listened to, I've listened. So I talked about the Meat Beat Manifesto ones earlier. I didn't make a ranking for those, so they're not. So I kind of already talked about them, and most of the other stuff I've listened to is just uh
Stuff on the channel.
related to this. But I have listened to OK Computer and In Rainbows. I loved. Okay, so listening to OK Computer for the first time was amazing. Like I thought, yeah, it was. Bro, that album's crazy, man. It's so good. I love OK Computer. Um, I'll wait if we ever do it in the future. I won't say too much, but it just it's insane. And then I listened to In Rainbows, which at first when hearing some of the songs online, I thought it was like overrated. I thought I was like, damn, this stuff. I mean, it's good, but it doesn't sound like absolutely amazing like a lot of people were saying. And on first listen, I felt the same way. Like the first song, 15 Step, I really didn't like it a lot. I thought it was kind of not bad. I wouldn't have rated it bad because the end part was kind of decent, but I probably would have given an okay rating. And the rest of the songs, like I had a lot of tens, but no like legendary songs. Like they're all like good, but they weren't great. But on like a second re-listen, man, like the first song 15 Step, it used to be like an okay, now it's probably up to like a good or great. It's still my least favorite song on the album, but it definitely added a lot more. And that same with the other songs that I didn't like as much. They still added to the album a lot. But the top songs like Weird Fishes and a Pregi, I don't know how to say that last word, but that one's really good. Then All I Need is amazing. And Jigsaw Falling Into Place is probably it's one of my favorite songs I've listened to this year so far. And it wasn't like that on first listen. I thought it was really good, but like listening to it for a second time, it oh my gosh, it's crazy. So I understand the hype about In Rainbows now. I mean, I understand the hype about OK Computer, but on first listen to OK Computer, I understood it, but for In Rainbows, it took a second re-listen.
What I've been listening to. If you're done, Nate.
Oh, I was just gonna say that after you're done, I could another album that I listened to. I'll bring up in a question that I have for you guys, but you can go.
Okay. So I haven't listened to. I kind of was taking a break from listening to a new album because I was gonna want to try re-listening to some other albums. But a new album, obviously, I could talk a little bit more about the Queens of the Stone Age, their newest release, which I've listened to. I've decent a bit. I've got a pretty good grasp on the songs. I'm a big fan of the first song off that album. I think it's an amazing opener. The only thing I think it does, listening to the album like just fully, does they the songs do start to kind of sound the same. That's like my only problem with this album. Like it kind of gets the songs are all good, but like it kind of gets a little bit boring once you get further into it. But like listening to every single song like by itself, they're all really good songs. Um, I recently re-listened to the Last Shadow Puppets second album, Everything You've Come to Expect. Hold up, let me pull it up. Cause I know before said it was the second. It was like in terms of the Alex Turner discography. I don't know if I said it on the podcast. I gave that like just like my least favorite in terms, not my second least favorite, like right above like their first one.
Is that the one where it's the girl jumping in an orange like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but a lot of the songs I've been liking a lot more, especially Miracle and Liner who's singing on that's really good. The Born Identity is an amazing closer track. Um, I mean, Ignacio, also if you want to talk about this album too, since we're on the topic, if you have any more opinions that you,
yeah. Sweet Dreams Tennessee, I kind of listened to I kind of like over listened to it because I started hearing it like in the spring and I had it like not on loop, but I kind of listened to like a lot like every day until I heard the album in the fall. Still a really really good song. Just kind of like personally overplayed it. The element of surprise, just like the lyricism is crazy in that song, especially the second verse with like the place I thought I was at hasn't yet invited me back. What's the point of coloring the lines if you're just painting it black? Like just crazy, crazy, like just really, really underrated song.
yeah,
Uh, the Dream Synopsis, love
which,
that one.
yeah,
Killer captured like what it's
this,
like being in a dream, kind of.
yeah, and I love the, I guess, cinematography of the song, like the atmosphere of the song. Where like
Yeah,
I'm in a building and I notice I was surrounded by the ocean, and like the way it's like he talks about like the Roman Colosseum, palm tree
yeah.
debris everywhere, so cinematic. What's your opinion
And
on Bad Habits?
um, I think it's kind of like it's okay, a good okay, but still like it's kind of unique in the album. It doesn't really stick out in a bad way, but it does stick out.
I love that, and
I'm
yeah,
not huge on it, but it's pretty good, I guess.
I
I don't
like
know.
the energy in the song a lot.
Yeah. Uh, and then in the dream synopsis, um, I absolutely adore the line, um, I get a feeling, I start running. I never really know why I'm running. I never really know why I'm running till I get caught. Like just yeah, like that feeling. It's a really good song. A bunch of other really, really good songs in that too, like Miracle Liner, obviously. Aviation's an incredible opener. Like I love how they kind of like contextualize like at least how I perceive it is like they contextualize like trying to like uh make a connection, you know, uh as like flying a plane almost, with like
Mm-hmm.
uh it's the way you wing it while you're figuring it out and it's like trying to go wrong to go right. Um
Yeah,
a lot more I can say about the album. Uh I don't know if we'll do it eventually or not. I know that Nate hasn't heard it yet, but
I
still a
probably will
really, really
listen
good
to
album.
those two soon because I listened to Submarine recently, which is really good. Um, and then those
Yeah,
would be the last two that I haven't listened to by yeah Alex Turner, Jason stuff.
yeah. Any other albums that you'd want to talk about, Oliver, or is Nate want to talk about
nope.
any more?
I don't. Yeah, not think so. Besides, I mean, yeah, Vampire Weekend's the only Gods Above Us I'm listening to a lot more. I've been loving pretty much all the songs
Yeah,
off
Oh
that
yeah,
album.
that one's yeah really good. I guess I think I talked about this in previous one, but I listened to Sublime's self-titled one, and I liked it a lot. I mean, I listened to it outside while I was playing basketball, so I didn't really get the full experience. So I'll give it a re-listen, and I felt like it was kind of like slightly boring. Like there were some really good songs, but some of the other ones were a little bit boring, and they felt kind of similar with like kind of like the beat. Uh, I mean, it's peak getting high music. Like when I listen to that, especially in the final song, like I just want to be it feels like you're sitting on a porch like a really like warm day and you're getting high. Like that's what
I did
I've
not
gotten
know
from
what
that.
he's talking about.
I've never gotten high before, but that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like it would be like. I feel like this album would be really amazing if you were high and listening to it. I'm not saying it's not amazing without being high, but like it was like I liked it a lot, but
yeah. Uh, I've listened to a ton of albums lately. It's like I kind of like phase them out like every like week or two. Um, like yesterday I listened to Rated R by Queens of the Stone Age. I kind of had it on in the background, so I wasn't totally into it, but I remember liking like half the songs a lot. I have to listen to it, and then after
Yeah.
that I listened to. Huh?
I mean, I'm a big fan. Guess I could have said this. In the Fade. It's probably my favorite Queens of the Stone Age song so far that I've heard. So in case you guys were wondering, you know, now you have it.
Secret revealed. Um, and then after I listened to that last night, I listened to the Royal Blood self-titled debut. Um, and that one, obviously I'd heard things about them because it's like Matt Helders, the drummer for Arctic Monkeys, wore a Royal Blood shirt during the 2013 Glastonbury live performance, which is like one of their best live performances. So obviously I was always aware of Royal Blood. I think that was the performance that he wore the shirt on. But then I listened to the album. It's really interesting. It's almost like if Queens of the Stone Age wrote AM, but then the vocals are very Jack White-esque. It's really quite interesting. I liked it quite a bit. And obviously it's like they do their own thing. I'm just like like making like a simple kind
Yeah.
of like comparison to other things that we've heard.
I mean, when you first
Um,
like when
I
you
listened.
first heard it, I think it was yet last night you told us, and I was like, really? Like when you made that comparison, I was like, I might, yeah, I definitely have to listen to this. I mean, I guess, or it
Yeah,
is
it's
different, like
crazy.
as you say, but like that's yeah, I'll definitely have to listen to it. It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and I guess it makes sense too because I know that Arctic Monkeys obviously have shown support for the band, but also Royal Blood was a supporting act for Queens of the Stone Age
Mm,
during like live shows
that's
sometime
cool.
recently, kind of. I don't know. Um, and then uh this month I've also been listening to Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I've always loved their stuff, but it's like I've just heard like a bunch of songs here and there, like never albums, and like their albums are long, which it's like I'm not always super into. But it's like lately I've been venturing out into that, and yeah, really really good. I feel like just like all their songs have like a different soul in each of them, like almost like each one is like very like distinct across their entire discography.
Mhm.
So really good album, with really good songs. And then before getting on this podcast, uh, to record this podcast, I just listened to one of the newest albums, Unlimited Love. Uh, because I remember that I tried listening to that back when it first came out because it's like there's like some talk about it. Uh, I remember hearing Zach Scott Games. A shout out to Zach Scott Games.
Oh yeah.
Uh, he talked about how it's like the original guitarist for the band, or it's like, uh, yeah, he came back for this album. So then I thought
Uh-huh.
it was interesting. So then I tried listening to it. I only got to like a bit over half of the songs in the album, and then like unfortunately I didn't get a chance to go back to it until now. It's also really good. I think it holds up amongst at least when compared to like Californication. It's also really good. I'd say Californication is like a 9 out of 10, and then Unlimited Love's like an 8.5.
Mhm.
Even though I've only heard it like once. I've also been listening to a lot of Black Keys this year. I've been wanting to go through their discography. I've listened to all their original albums. Now I'm working through their cover stuff. I listened to Tulahoma this morning. Uh, that was also pretty good. Uh, because it's all covers from Junior Kimbrough. Um, like uh, so they did some covers of his stuff, and I thought it was pretty good. I wasn't sure if I'd like it because it's like their cover songs, I'm not always huge on. But yeah, but it's pretty good. And also uh, one of the songs, the tracks on the EP/album is it's actually a message near the very end of like uh of Junior Kimbrough's uh wife, because it's like I think he passed away, so it's like it's his wife saying that it's like she loves what the Black Keys have done with like these covers.
Uh-huh.
So that was kind of cool too.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Um, Other than that, like yeah, like I've listened to so much. I can't even remember everything. I guess uh just like random CDs in the car too. I listened to the Faces of People album that has Pumped Up Kicks on it, although I don't fully remember that. Uh, yeah, just like a ton of stuff. Um, Obviously there's more stuff that I kind of like dived into a bit deeper because we're gonna be doing some reviews on some of them soon. But other than that, yeah,
Cool.
Nice. Yeah, I guess the only other thing I've also listened to the Strokes' second album, which I'm not too like I didn't listen to it enough to really have a good opinion on it. Uh, besides the fact that Under Control and I Can't Win are like really good like peak Stroke songs, but yeah,
I listened to their debut and their newest, the new Abnormal album last month too. But we'll we'll probably talk about those at like a different podcast
yeah,
anyway.
I listened to an album recently. I'll bring it up, but I have a question for you guys. So, what
Yeah.
is this could be throughout the course of your whole entire life. Like even when you were younger, you could have had this. But what is your? All right, let me see how. What do you think your worst music take has ever been? Like your worst, like you might have had an opinion on something that you regret or not regret, but you think you were totally wrong. Nowadays, like looking back on it.
well, I mean, when I was younger, there's like obviously YouTuber songs,
Oh
we were
yeah,
listening to. So I can't, I would say that, but it's like, I guess I could say that, yeah.
we could go. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Whatever.
trying to think. Like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I had one, but I can't. Um, well, I guess one is I kind of mentioned it in the first podcast. I didn't like listening to albums because I felt like listening to too much of the same band or artist was like bad, or like it just like for me it wouldn't work that well. It's like it's like growing up. I always listening. I mean, like obviously like, I'm still growing up. But, like when I was younger, I listened to like a lot of like mixes that like my family made and like soundtracks that were like really good. But like, those have variety. There's like a bunch of different artists, bands, and stuff and sounds. But it's like albums I rarely listen to. I mean, like obviously I did, but it's like not as much. Um, but then I found Arctic Monkeys and they changed my perspective on it and how it's the albums can tell a story. They can have like like uh little like discrepancies in between songs, and that kind of opened my eyes. So I guess that's
Yeah.
what was really wrong about, I guess.
Yeah, nice. Do you have one?
What do you mean? Like, I mean, I got, like,
You
for
could talk
like,
about YouTube. Like like
well, I mean,
we're
oh
still
yeah,
really
so,
young and
you
we
got
haven't.
the classics, like Funnel Vision. Okay, how many
No, they make bangers, bangers.
Yeah.
bangers got Party in the Elevator, last, that one, what was the best song? Grass is not always greener on the other side, my man.
The other side, the hype up and lead up to that song's release was crazy. Like all the like behind the scenes and music videos and like yeah, it was
Yup.
crazy
And then
times.
also, never mind. Okay, Guava Juice too. He's got some bangers. Like
Oh, guava juice. I listen,
Driving in My
bro.
Whip.
Driving in my whip, I got from the dealership. Bought it with my money. I can't even handle this.
And then I got fidget spinners from my head
Head to my toes.
Oh
I even
yeah.
got 'em spinning right here on my nose.
Real ones know
Got
that one.
one on my left, another on my
All
right.
right.
I'll be
Got
fidget
me
spinning from
spinning
the
from the
morning to
morning
the
to the
night.
night.
And then there's the Hubba Bubba song, which was in one of their videos. It wasn't even like a full one.
Nutella song.
Oh, the
I
Nutella
love
song.
Nutella. I
I
love
love
Nutella.
Nutella, Nutella.
Nutella.
I love Nutella. Bro, all that we've listened to so many of these songs, and
Peak, man.
I had a
Peak.
hit him with
Spotify
the
playlist.
onomatopoeia.
What?
Yeah, let me pull up my Spotify
I had a
2020.
Oh, the
Spotify playlist from 2020. It was just filled with like YouTuber songs, and I thought that shit was hard as hell. It still is, but it still is. But like, it's just crazy how much I've I've gotten to think that 2020 wasn't even like that long ago. I mean, it was only like 4 years ago. I mean, it's a
yeah.
lot more in terms of like because I'm younger, so it'd be like 4 years is more the when I'm 15 than it would be when I'm like 30. But still,
Mhm.
what were we saying, Ignacio? Sorry.
No, but even though I haven't heard it that much, you can't forget the the what's it called? Hit him with the onomatopoeia.
Oh, hit him
Him
with
with
the
onomatopoeia.
onomatopoeia. Hit
Him
him with
with
the
onomatopoeia.
onomatopoeia. And then
He's co-
the hit the tub. I think you already said that one.
Yeah.
I'm still mad. I
Mhm.
wasn't able to play the tub tag game because I was on Android. Guava juice. I haven't forgiven you yet. You had to bring that to.
It's on Android, so it's on the one that you're using. I haven't played it
Bro,
either,
Yeah.
but it sounds like.
Younger me had to get my money up and get like a phone or a better tablet. I was broke as hell.
What's your unpopular music opinion,
So
Nate?
when I was,
Or
Oh,
outdated?
unpopular music opinion.
or
I
not
could
not
Or
also.
unpopular, but like a take
no.
that you
Not
that has
popular, but like
changed over the years.
outdated.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, outdated opinion. Not
Okay.
unpopular. It's not. Yeah.
I guess. I guess now you say that, I'm sorry for cutting you off. I'm trying.
no, you can
I see.
go.
I can go. If
No,
I
you,
if
no,
I
you can
if
go.
I
Oh,
could.
okay. So this is I don't know when I said this, but I remember telling my parents that I thought the Beatles were overrated.
Oh yes,
Bro,
that
so
is stupid of me. They're
you
really good.
did
They're
you or
really
did you
good.
say that too?
I probably said something like that too, because I was an idiot. Like what? What was
Yeah,
I
so
talking about?
I said that. I don't know what I was thinking, and I haven't listened to any Beatles stuff even before listening to one of the Beatles albums recently. I was like, bro, what was I thinking? And this was before I even got fully into music, but just the amount of just the way how Beatles changed everything, like changed it. It's kind of stupid
Yeah.
to say they're like overrated. And I
Bro,
listened to one of their
my
albums.
favorite musician artist already did this. The Beatles are not even that cool.
Like I listened to Revolver recently, and that was really good. There was just like a whole range of different sounds, and like Eleanor Rigby's amazing, and there's so many other songs on there which are really good. And I haven't even listened. I haven't even scratched the surface of Beatles albums and the way they've changed their sound over the years. But all of it has like influenced a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Like sometimes like it's like sometimes like recently I think like oh man the Beatles are kind of overrated because people always like talk about them but like who even really knows like their songs, but then I think about it for like 2 seconds and I'm like that's so stupid, like because it's like every Beatles song that I've heard I've loved.
Uh huh.
So like what am I thinking? Like when I was like a lot younger I loved uh I loved Yellow Submarine.
Oh yeah.
um Also, what else? Some of their like solo stuff too. I were like some of my favorite songs at some point in my life. So I was kind of yeah, like uh, Mellow Yellow by Donovan, right? Because like
Oh
she
yeah.
was one of the Beatles. Yeah, yeah. That was like my favorite song of 2016. Or, no, 2015. Minions movie had a crazy soundtrack.
Minions movie. That's like the most underrated in the Despicable Me franchise. People don't talk about that one enough. And
Honestly,
the soundtrack for
yeah.
that one was really good too.
hmm Which that actually is a good segue into some things I want to talk about. So Despicable Me 4 came out this month, right? I haven't seen it yet.
Mhm.
But Pharrell Williams always makes a couple songs for the soundtrack of each movie, right?
Have you heard
In
of
the in the Despicable Me soundtrack or
those? Mm.
franchise. Like like obviously like there's the song Despicable Me, like Only a Cloud Away,
I'm
Happy,
having a bad day.
Hug Me. And now there's this one that came out like this month or like a couple weeks ago called Double Life. And
Mhm.
basically it
Have
kind
you
of depicts
heard
how
the
in this movie,
rumors? You must get over to them right away. Sorry.
oh, have you heard it too?
Yeah, it's amazing. It makes me want
Yeah.
to pull up to the movie in a suit. I don't even own a suit.
Yeah, I need to buy a suit, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, what's it called? The but the yeah. So the song's kind of like it depicts how Gru in this movie he has like a double life between like uh him being a villain or anti-villain and him being like a father, kind of, you
Mhm.
know.
Mm.
Uh, but apparently there's some controversy, or not controversy, but like some discourse over the fact that this song might be another Drake diss track. Have you heard of that?
What?
No, look, because like,
Bro is
because
not putting Drake
Bro's
diss
putting
tracks
his
in the movie for kids, bro. That is crazy.
no, what's it
Pharrell
called?
gone
But it's
wild.
because it's like apparently it's like Drake dissed Pharrell Williams about how it's like, oh, all you do is make kid music, man. But then it's like, but then it's like, in- during one of his diss tracks, I forgot which one it was. Kendrick like defended Pharrell.
Uh-huh.
Uh, So then now, in this soundtrack for a kids movie,
You
uh,
know he's about
for
to cook.
some people,
He's not letting that slide.
no,
He's not letting that
some
slide.
people, some people think that Pharrell Williams was talking about Drake in this double life thing about how,
Oh.
like people have like a bunch of crazy like interpretations, like double life between like Drake's public or like crazier side of life, and it's like the side where he should be like looking after his children, you know. Um, the whole
Yeah.
like the whole like uh the whole like thing that it's like Kendrick was like talking about with like I guess Drake's black side or his white side of life,
Uh-huh.
whatever that means. There's like a lot of like so many different meanings, like just like it just and plus it's
That
crazy
is
too because
crazy though.
no one's
Yeah.
it's like no one said anything in particular. It's like no one that's like close to Pharrell or like in the music industry has like said anything about it. It's just that people like assume because that's how like just like look like in 5 years or it's like even like in 2 years, we'll look back at 2024 and be like, wow, that was the year of Kendrick v Drake. No, it's no. That was the year of like the downfall of Drake completely. Or
Uh-huh.
like I don't know what's gonna happen in like in the future, but it's like this
Bro's
year is like
getting dissed on a
yeah,
kids
it's not his
movie.
year.
Bro,
No.
like
I saw multiple I saw multiple comments saying that it's like oh my gosh, finally a Drake diss track that his girlfriend can see because it's like in a kids movie soundtrack.
I didn't even know that.
It's a wild year.
That's crazy. Like looking back, like the amount, like literally everybody was talking about it. It was so crazy, and he like being there for Kendrick dropping "Meet the Grams" and then "Not Like Us,"
That was
like
insane.
right
Yeah.
after Drake dropped. Was it "Family Matters"? I
Yeah,
think
I think so.
was absolutely insane.
Yeah, cause like it's like Drake kept like calling out Kendrick and like all that stuff with J. Cole. And then like I didn't realize that it's like Kendrick first dissed Drake on like a feature on Metro's album and
Oh yeah,
which I thought was kind of random. And then, he dropped
Well,
Euphoria, which
so
was
here's the
big,
thing.
is
Yo, I'm pretty
people are
sure.
waiting for it.
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Those
Drake was on a J. Cole album, and he threw
Yeah.
like some slight shots at Kendrick, but not that much. Then Kendrick, I think, threw shoot like hit like had some had some things to say about that on the
because
feature,
I
and then
think
that kind
J.
of
Cole,
escalated.
Drake, and someone else or did someone mention like the big three and then didn't talk about Kendrick, and
It was
then
J. Cole.
Kendrick was in the like that was like after the big three, it's just Big Me. Or some maybe he's threw something else, and then there was push ups, and then it just escalated from there.
Yeah. And then 616 in LA dropped on May the 4th, and then there was Family Matters. And then like 15 minutes after Family Matters, there was the Meet the Grams, which honestly, like uh from a songwriting perspective, I absolutely just like loved it. Like
That's
just
so good. It's
like
so amazing. Like
um,
starting it off with Dear
yeah, I just
Adonis is
even
just
like
brutal. Like
yeah, like I can't even like condense into words like just how like just like it's not even writing, it's just like how like Kenny's mind works. Like
yeah,
just and then of course it was silence for a couple days and then Not Like Us, which is like him dancing on Drake's grave and then Drake basically he dug himself a deeper hole with Snuff Heart Part 6.
yeah.
But I have a question too, actually.
Okay.
Uh what about what's like one of your guys like favorite things that like reoccurs in music? So like it could be like a certain chord progression, a certain instrument, a certain like kind of like lyric type, like a certain type of singing, or like like just whatever.
Uh-huh. I'm a big fan. Um, I guess so. Me personally, in terms of music, I love like high pitched guitars and all the sounds you can make with those. I'm a big. They all sound like really good. Uh, what's I was gonna say? I think maybe I should have more time to think about it, but
That's a good question.
I'm trying to think of some of my favorite songs and like what's some good stuff that makes it special.
If you want, while you think, I could go first if you want.
Sure.
Yup, yeah, that'd be cool.
Um, one of my favorite like reoccurring things in songs is when like in lyrics, like certain metaphors. Like I love it's like I love the metaphor between like moth and flame.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like in like uh like like in Joining the Dots by Arctic Monkeys, a B-side of theirs about the like can the flame come out to the moth for a change. Um
yeah,
also the song also the song The Moth by The Moth by Amy Mann, just like a legendary song and like writing and like how it sounds. Um like uh yeah, just I think we might do that album sometime later, so I
yeah.
won't talk
And then
about it
I also
now.
love it when
But
like they make. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
also in Butterfly by Weezer with the like
yeah.
wait, no no wait, no no not Butterfly, Falling for You by Weezer with the with the um with the what's the like I'm a raging candle and you're a gentle moth, teaching me to look a little bit kinder,
Yeah. I'm
like just
also
stuff like that.
yeah, and even if like either they use like a not that bird metaphor, like they make their own, that's like wow, it's actually really smart and like a really cool way to
Yeah.
like connect two things together. And another thing, I guess I'm gonna say this because I forgot to talk about it when we were talking about albums I've listened to recently. But I've already listened to most of the songs off this album, and I did a full listen of Paranoid by Black Sabbath. And this is kind of what I kind of thought of this. I'm a big fan, like when they create like songs, either create like their own amazing story. And what I was kind of thinking of was Iron Man by
Yeah.
Black Sabbath, which I know Ignacio also a pretty big fan of. But the
We should do that album. Uh,
it's insane the way
Wait.
it progresses.
Okay. I was just gonna say wait because it's like the echo is getting like extremely loud in both the
Yeah.
microphones. But also, I'm not sure if it's like we might do Paranoid soon. So it's like I'll probably talk
Oh,
about
okay. Yeah.
that later.
Yeah, you muted.
yeah, I think our mics are sometimes overlapping a little bit.
Okay.
Um, with I think something that I really like in songs, and this is not what makes a song good for me, but I really like when the song is led by a bass line, or that's like the standout part of
Oh
it.
yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
one of the biggest songs would be what you call The Less I Know the Better by Tame Impala. That one, it's I don't know how to play. Like I just started learning guitar. I know I play piano, but Oliver and I started playing guitar. Oliver's a little bit better than me at guitar. Um, but that's like if I can play like learn any song on the bass, I'll definitely do that one. So and also it's yeah, I don't know, it's just like nice. It develops like a really nice rhythm, and then the other things add to it. And another song that I really like is from In Rainbows All I Need, which is a really cool bass line, like a distorted bass line that is really awesome. But yeah, a lot of songs where you can where the bass isn't it's like it's not following the drums or following the guitar. It's on its own path. It's really interesting. And not saying that all songs need it, but I think it makes a song really unique when it has that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also in guitar solos. I don't know how they do it. I mean, I kind of, but like when they do kind of like a stutter thing with the guitar, like where they do like a lot of notes really fast and then go on to like usually like a long note after. Like I'm trying to think of songs that have it. Oh, you think I ain't worth a dollar, but I feel like a millionaire, where it has like in like the high pitch parts, the like the guitar solo parts. I love. Actually, never mind. I don't even know if it was in
Yeah.
that song, but yeah. Um, it's also sometimes
Another
cool to hear like
song.
an instrument that you don't really hear that much, like in a song.
Yeah. Like yeah, like there's one song that's kind of nostalgic to me by a band called Cake. And that song has like a trumpet solo, or like not like a solo. I think it's like a
Uh,
trumpet riff in the chorus, and that
Never
sounds really
There?
good. Yeah, Never There. I
Oh,
love
that
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 song's
song.
song's
so good, bro.
amazing.
It's amazing.
Also, I
I
love
didn't.
songs. Yeah, you can go.
Yeah, I didn't know that it's like you guys have heard that song before. It's really really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Trumpet solos. Yeah, trumpet solos are really good. And also in the or in Ega Bella Soul. I don't. I'm probably saying this wrong, but the or I've heard it before, but it was added to Fortnite Festival, and they had a really
I love Bella
crazy
Sola.
trumpet or yeah trumpet solo in it, or not like it wasn't really even a
Yeah.
solo, but just added. It's added so much to the song.
So it's so dynamic.
Yeah,
I also love lyrics that are really have I love like when the lyrics have so much personality because I feel like Pinkerton has some. I'm trying to think of other things, but like
like they're so real.
real well, they reference stuff like only they would know, but like it's still just kind of like not all the time. Like sometimes that's annoying, but sometimes it's kind of funny where like they reference like some random thing that usually isn't like that talked about or something, and but something that they like or like it's kind of cool with that.
Yeah. I mean, for some people, it kind of makes the album. I know that for us, it kind of breaks it. But the Arctic Monkeys debut talks a lot about like England, like Sheffield,
Yeah,
like nightlife and clubs.
I don't really think
Like,
like I feel like that's not really what like in that terms of that maybe because like I'm not like I don't like relatable to it's not relatable to me. But I feel like that album still like the lyrics. I don't know. I don't really get that
yeah.
feeling from that album. I'm trying to think of like something that I mean obviously Pinkerton and then also
Oh yeah, it's like, well yeah, it's like a bit more. Yeah,
yeah I love also songs with weird names always like intrigue me so much. Like I'm always like okay I
yeah.
have to listen to that, and then usually it's actually really like a really good song. Like I was a teenage hand model by Queens of the Stone Age. Um, Peak. I do know the story behind that if you guys want to know.
I don't know if I want to know about teenage hand models.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you can say it. That sounded rude. You can
Nah.
say it.
So apparently, so it's from like kind of what the song's about. In the first half of it, at least, it's talking about kind of like after being at a bar and like doing some like things that like you regretted. But apparently the song is because some dude was at a bar that he was at. Some dude was bragging about how he was like a model when he was a teen or something. So that's where it came from, you know. So if you need some Queens of the Stone Age lore, that's that right there.
Mhm.
Um,
You
yeah.
know, like I mean, it's weird. It's kind of like a two-sided coin. Like I kind of want to go to a bar, but I also kind of don't because
Yeah.
like
You
it
could be
seems
like Alex
like
Turner.
yeah, I know like it seems like such an atmosphere, you know, but at the same time that atmosphere can be scary.
Uh
Like
huh.
I don't know. I
One
mean,
zillion beers,
uh,
please.
I only started seeing that meme. I don't even know what the point of it is, but
you know, look, it's like, hey, I'll have my usual. Is it on the house? It better be on the house. I'm your best customer. You know, that type of stuff.
always spouting. You just saying random like terms that he goes to bars saying random terms that don't make any sense. Oh yeah, I'll have like a couple shots on the house, you know.
Give that man some keys.
The other thing that's like that will sometimes appear in songs that it's like I really adore is lyrics that use like hurricanes and like the eye of the storm as like a
Oh
metaphor.
Oh,
yeah.
that's a good
Like,
one.
I love songs that use ocean. Whenever I hear ocean, cause, I mean
yeah.
such ocean is such a like wind and ocean. I like hear those two words and they just you already know the songs has like peak.
Same if I hear like rain or storms, like that just it's so cool. Yeah, that's a really good
I
point.
like sound effects in like songs sometimes depending on how good they do it. Like
Hmm.
I was a teenage animal from the Stone Age.
I guess you can keep going,
Um,
Ignacio.
yeah, I was gonna say like in Hellcat
Oh
screaming
yeah.
shalala or Shalalalala by Arctic Monkeys. Uh, first of all, just really, really good song. Like probably top 20. Well, yeah, it's hard, but you know, it's like one of the best ones I can see. Um, but the very first line is like just when things are getting complicated in the eye of the storm. Like basically, it's like that song's about like this girl that's like people think is so great, but it's like she's actually not a good person and she's just like a massive liar. So it's like she's like in this little safe bubble, like surrounded by trouble, but it's like she lies to like give herself more time.
Mm-hmm.
Or also in Stop Stop by the Black Keys, uh there's a line I think like near the end of the final verse, uh about like, oh yeah, it's like getting cooled by rain in the eye of the storm. About basically like, oh yeah, it's like this thing is dangerous and not that good, but at the same time, it's like if you stay just in this little like safe zone, then it could be really good, kind
Mm-hmm.
of.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like those kinds of metaphors. But yeah, Nate, you were saying.
I wasn't. I was. I don't know what I think I was just talking about. Yeah, just like storm, like thunderstorms. Like in, I don't know if She's Thunderstorms had a part like that, but like rain and thunderstorms.
No.
I like no
Or
the,
Crying
the
Lightning.
line from I
I don't
like
know.
the way that he says I guess in She's Thunderstorm, the way that he says she's what the night does to the day. I think that's a cool way of
Yeah, yeah.
it's in like talking about saying a thunderstorm. That's like I've always loved that line. Just the way like he calls that's how
Hmm.
he
Yeah.
It's a really good opening track.
Well, I guess I don't know if you guys
Um,
have anything else you want to. I don't really have any other questions, but
I was gonna say, for me, I feel like that's a wrap. I mean, I don't have anything else to
yeah,
mention.
me neither.
Yep.
So, well, thank you guys for watching. If you have any suggestions or topics we should bring up in other podcasts that aren't our monthly recap, please leave them in the comments. Tell us if there's anything you want us to improve on. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one, guys. Subscribe.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, chat.